Recently, I've been playing a new action open world RPG called Outward. And this is by Nine Dot Studio, published by Deep Silver. Now, I thought I would put together a top 5 tips to get you started in Outward, as this is an indie game made by just 10 people. So here we are. This is the very start of the game, and you are deserted. You are on this island, and everything that you see here, this is tip number 1, you're going to want to loot the entire starting island. You're going to go left here and pick up that fishing harpoon, take a drink of clean water. Go up here, get those bandages, pick up the berries, talk to Yazan. He's going to tell you to sleep in the bedroll. You're going to want to go back here, get that loot pile, head up the beach a little bit. When you sleep in the bedroll, you transport out of here, so you got to loot everything first. And when you go through this archery, guys, there are enemies in here. Pick up this weapon. And here's your first taste of combat. First go left here, get your mining pick. Now, there is a weight system. You may have seen that we are overweight, so it does slow us down a little bit. Strafe and dodge as much as you can. They hit, and they hit hard. Take these guys out, loot them too. Different weapons do different combinations, so experiment until you find one that you like. There's a log back here. You're going to want to loot that too. Okay, now it's very difficult for us to move, so we're doing the dodge forward technique. Alright, so you can see you got your fishing harpoon, mining pick, and these are items, 35 silver there. And this is all right at the beginning of the game to get you started on the right foot. You're going to make your way back up here. Get that too. And we're going to go ahead and sleep and go back to town. So tip number 2 is to loot the house and catch the fish and loot the storage, which that's a little bit intertwined with the rest of the video, but I've skipped the house part because there are cutscenes there and I want you to experience that for yourself. But you're looting that stuff because you're going to be selling it down here at the merchant to get yourself some silver. Now, as you see, I'm selling mostly everything that I have, including clothing. You may want to hold a few pieces because you're going to need to break them down into linen, which you can then break down and make bandages, which you're going to need a bandage coming up soon. So tip number 3 is to go down here and you're going to see the Nomad backpack. This has a 50 carrying capacity that's going to get you well on your way. So you're going to want to pick that up. Go ahead and equip that. And there you go, 50 capacity. Now, you have your lantern here. And the good thing about the Nomad backpack is if you want to use two-handed weapons, you can't if you're having the lantern. So you move it to the backpack, and it actually hangs on the back. And you can ignite it, turn it off, and it'll light up the area around you, freeing up your hands so that you can do two-handed. This is great for a lot of the two-handed weapons to sweeping attacks, stuff like that. Or if you're like me, you can use sword and shield. Okay, now tip number 4. You saw him right there. That is Barak. You want to get your free weapon skill from him. And all you have to do is when you're ready to go outside, you tell him you're ready. And whatever weapon you have equipped, he will give you a free skill. So choose wisely. For the sword, we got Puncture, which is a straight-on stab technique. And we have it slotted right there. And you're going to go into the storage here. You're going to loot everything in here. And you want to make some bandages, because tip number 5 is we're going to go out the back of the storage onto the beach. Now, the reason tip number 4 is to equip the weapon of your choice and get your free skill is because if you go out the back here and do this tribal favor first, you actually won't be able to get that skill. So make sure you do that before you head out here. Go ahead and loot the cave. Kill the 2 troglodytes that are in there. Now, if you want to take your time on these enemies, because they do hit pretty hard, they do a charging attack, which you can get to the backside and do some pretty serious damage. So we're going to go out to the beach. There are fish here, so bring your fishing harpoon. And seaweed as well. Sometimes there's ammonite on those. And you're going to want to talk to this guy right here, Michael Aberdeen. You hold still and give him a bandage, and he gives you a tribal favor. And it's much easier to do this tribal favor, hand it in, rather than paying 150 silver, because silver is hard to come by early in the game. Now, I do have a bonus tip for you, number 6. There are 8 trainers in the game that will teach you skills. All require silver, and some require breakthrough points to unlock access to higher tiers of the skills per trainer. And you only get 3 breakthrough points to use in the entire game. So you want to make sure you browse the skills and see what type of playstyle you want to have. Remember that this game has multiple factions, multiple endings, so replayability is high, and there's plenty to do to get back out there and try out a bunch of different builds. So that's it. Top 5 tips to get you started in Outward. See you next time.